is going on throughout our division. We're super excited about having the greatness of Nick Jordan. We shut that door, though. Thank you real quick. We have the greatness of Nick Jordan as our wrap-up speaker today as it relates to our series of SC2. I am donning my customary war paint. Obviously, you probably cannot see me because I am totally camouflaged, including wearing a partially camouflaged shirt. I'm not sure if I should go hunting, go have a beer, or go play golf, actually. So I can't wait to be able to share some really cool stuff with you today. I'm really, really excited about what this brings out, because when it comes to finishing strong, this is something that we are really, really good at. So I am going to ask some of you guys with a leap of faith, please listen to what we have to say. Please listen to what Nick has to say and believe in the power of what you're going through. There's been so many amazing stories that have gone through. Brett Lancaster selling $8,000 the last day of push just to get him on limo nights. Oh, my God. Think about the greatness of Brett this last push week, selling almost $20,000 the last day of push to put him at $28,000. Once you've done it once, you know you can do it again. A lot of guys in Highland Park got a chance to see the greatness of Michael Velosin. He's another guy that sold $8,400 the last day of push just to be able to hit his goal. I mean, crap, some of you guys have had so many big days right here. JT had a no sale, then a $50 sale, then a no sale, and then a $2,000 sale and a $3,000 sale, equal a $5,000 day, and went from, oh my God, how the hell am I going to hit limo night, to, oh my God, cool, I'm $400 away or $200 away. Let's do this, right? It changes your confidence. It changes your attitude and your belief. Kelly Martins came back from a big trip and had a big show that weekend, was excited about it, and she crushed the show at all of $1,800 and went from, John, I'm gonna do well. I look forward to seeing you on limo night. So, hey, I'm going to find a way to get there somehow, some way. And then she crushes it that night after working 12 hours at a show, going and crushing it that night and doing a big job and going through there and knocking out two, not one, but two Cutco kitchens to put her over. Kim Yin sold a Cutco kitchen the last part of her fast start to be able to get her over that $10,000 threshold with that kind of momentum. And we have so many of those stories out there that are all about confidence and belief and putting yourself in the right situation to be able to hit it, because where we are right now really does matter. Where you are right now is really great. Chelsea Banks is trying to get to 100 orders. She's already over $40,000 for the push, but it's not about the number. It's about the number of CPO. It's about the number of orders. She's never done that in her 8-year career with Cutco, and it's like, what is possible? What is out there? What can I do? Kelly Martin's over $30,000. Steven Decker went from $1,900 literally to over $14,000 on Monday morning, 9 o'clock service call. And Steven is not what I would call an early morning person. Drops 2 G's, right? Yesterday, 9 o'clock in the morning, drops another $2,500, finishes the day over $4,000. Because he got off his ass, got stuff going early. I love it, man. I love those stories that work out for us. Matt in the pilot office, over $11,000. Trace, number one assistant at $11,000 for the pilot. I found out there's 5 guys that are ahead of you. If you want to win a trophy, Trace, you're going to have to sell some blades here the next couple of days. Our speaker today, how many 10K pushes have you had? What do you think? 16 $10,000 pushes, over 10,000 again this week. Libby from the Lou went from selling a homemaker yesterday, but I heard yesterday morning she was scared to death that she was going to miss her goal. And after selling a homemaker, now she's within $200 right then and there. Bailey sells an ultimate yesterday, and all the memes that come right after that. It puts her over $9,800, just $200 away. JT with that $5,000 order puts him $500 away. You know, Josh Lewis, let me make sure I get that right. From Highland Park, going through there at $8,600. Keegan at $8,500. Roger at $8,500. Jaden selling another Siggy that put her at over $8,000. Lauren at $7,700. Gordon is our number one branch right now at $7,600 in personal sales. So we have a lot of people that are fighting for a lot of things. The pilot office, we had the number one spot wrapped up. We were $8,000 ahead going into Monday, and damn it, their office sold $20,000 for the single day, and all of a sudden now we're $10,000 behind going into the last thing. And I'll give you some more office updates as we go. But our main reason of being together here is our belief and our care about you guys, what we believe you can do, what is your potential, and what is your possibility. And the reason we have Nick doing this, and he's done this before, is because Nick is a closer. Coffee is for closers, right? ABCs, always be closing. Basically, he's not just a closer with your customers, right? He is a closer when it comes to finishing. He's always been a great athlete. He's always going to be an amazing lawyer. He's going to be a great freaking kick-ass agent. There's no question about that. But his last 48 hours, he knows how to close and make things happen, putting that little sense of urgency in your customer's brain to make sure that they finish strong. So Nick has been with us for 8 summers. We're very, very excited to be able to see that. He is a graduate of Jesuit. He is a graduate of Texas A&M, and he got his law degree at Marquette University up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And now he'll be taking his next step after he finishes up his next 48 hours with us. So let's give him a big hand, and he's going to take my spot right here. Here you go, Nick. Let's give him a big hand. There you go, sir.
All righty. How's everybody doing today? So the title of my talk, I titled it The Miracle Finish. And so miracles do happen. We all appreciate and understand about Miracle Monday. But for some dang reason, the last day of the push is absolutely out of this world big. And now it is very important to not only understand, but to expect that over these next 2 days, you're going to have your best days ever. So miracles sometimes occur. This is a quote: miracles sometimes occur, but one has to work terribly hard for them. So there's a few different things that I have and highlighted bold in my talk. The first one is going to be miracles do happen. Again, you have to go into these next 2 days expecting to have your biggest day ever, and really change your mindset about what a big day is. If your biggest day is $1,000 right now, then you need to be thinking $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. So really change your mindset about what a big day is. But again, I've had a $5,000 day to finish the push a handful of different times. A typical day for me, it would start out with Miss Fox. She was the mom of a friend that I met whenever I was in College Station. Every single time during the last day of the push, she would always be my very first appointment. She would buy anywhere between 250 and 700 CPO. After that, for some reason, I'd always have one person that my mom thought of at the very end of the summer. And I would always have a big order, a package deal. That's the second word that I have bolded and highlighted, a package deal. So I want everyone to make sure they write that word down. A package deal that included a set and some, it was a homemaker with some gifts and a few hunting knives. So that's just any kind of package you can put together for them. The next 3 appointments were Siggy, back to back to back. One of the ways I was able to do that, from going to different conferences with CFC and year-end banquet, I had table knives, extra table knives that I was able to bring and close some really good deals. Just by giving them product on hand, that was able to get them really fired up. They realized it was my last day. Now, it may sound like a miracle, but that 5K also included another 7 phone orders and a lot of phone calls later. So nothing is just going to happen. You have to make it happen. And the 3 things that I kind of put down for this talk are going to be prospecting, the phones, and mastering your skills. And that just means objections and the importance of urgency. So prospecting, handling the phones, and mastering your skills. And again, I have one more quote for you. Miracles don't happen. You make them happen. They're not wishes or dreams or candles on a cake. They're not impossible. Reality is real, and it's totally and completely under my control. And that's one of the big things I talk about: 100% commitment to the activities, completely detach yourself from the results. When you're going down to the final 2 days, these are some of the activities that I want you all to focus on. And I cannot overstate the importance of prospecting. It is so important that over these next 2 days, you are seeing your best people. Especially today, birds of a feather flock together. If you can see 3 or 4 people today that are very high quality, you're going to have some very powerful names to call and set up for your very last day. So I have an order of the way that I want you to organize your calls and the way that you want to call them back. The very first people that you want to call back is your callback list. So we've been calling people every single morning, every single evening for the last 18 days. There's inevitably a long list of people that told you to call them back. At this point, I want you to make sure that you have that list organized and you call every single one of those people back. These are already people that said, yes, I might be able to meet with you. Yes, I'm willing to see the knives. Call me back. Make sure that you have those, and then rank your top 20 to 30% of those callbacks. Rank the top 20 to 30% of those callbacks, and I would call those people immediately. The second thing you need to do is organize your recommendations. If you don't have them all already in one place, get them onto one sheet, and that way you can rank the top 20%, the top 30% of that list as well. The third thing is ask your parents again if they have anyone you can show Cutco to. On this day, this Thursday, I would always go and grab my mom's phone and start scrolling through it and start calling people until she took it from me and gave me names. I would call people that she's like, no, you can't call that person. I was like, well, then give me some names or I'm going to continue calling from your phone. This is also a great time asking them if there's anything else that they can get. If they're going to buy any Cutco this year, this is the time to do it. You're going to give them the best deal. You're going to win the best prizes out of it. You're in the biggest day of your contest. So the first 1 through 3 is your callback list. And again, the top 20 to 30% of that callback list. And for this one, I would just call everybody back. You want to get as many appointments as you can. Who's going to do 7 or 8 appointments tomorrow to be able to finish their day? And the callback list is a really powerful way to get some of those appointments booked up. The second is organize your recommendations. And here you do want to be a little bit more conscious about who you're calling. Make sure you're calling the top 20 to 40% of your recommendations. And this is something that you should be able to do because you were prospecting at the end of your appointment. Hey, Ms. Jones, if you were me, he'd be the first 2 people you would call. Who are the top 5 people on this list? And you should have done that already as you were getting recommendation. Third is ask your parents again and remind them that this is the time to buy. But at the bare minimum, you're going to compile a list of 40 people, a minimum of 40 people. If you don't have 40 people, then every single name that you have is your entire list, and that's okay. And you're going to call through those people as many times as you can. But just get them organized. If you have a lot of callbacks or recs and this totals up to more than 40, then you're going to hit the top 20 to 30% of this list. And that's exciting. If you have 100 names, then you want to focus on those top 25 or 30, the top people to see. Now that you have your names organized, this is the final day of the push. This is if you write anything down in this whole entire talk, please write this down. You're going to rotate phones and call them with a phone that you have never called them with before at a time that you have never called them at before. So you're going to rotate phones with a phone you have never called them with before at a time that you have never called them at before. So if you've been consistently only doing phone calls in the mornings from 8:30 to 10:30 kind of thing, then call them in the middle of the day. Call them in the middle of the day today. Hopefully your day is pretty booked up, so you're definitely going to need to be doing the 5 before and 5 after. If you already have 5 or 6 demos today, then that's really going to be your only way to knock out phone calls today. But I want you to rotate phones with a phone you've never called them before. If you've been using your same phone for the last 18 days and you're not getting a hold of people, that's probably because they know it's somebody trying to sell them something. They don't know it's you. They don't know it's a nice college kid trying to win a scholarship. They just know someone's trying to sell them something. So rotating phones and getting a hold of people and calling them at different times is going to be huge. In this list, you're going to go through 3 or 4 times between today and tomorrow at least. You're going to call through this top 40 list at least 3 to 4 times. And if you still can't get a hold of those, continue on to the rest. Now, the other thing I want you to write down is the Table Knife Club. This is something that I always ask all of my customers, hey, I'm at the very end of my contest, or when I get to the end of my contest, do you think I could call you back and see if there's a table knife, a gadget, any gifts, or anything extra that you might be able to add so I can help towards my goal? And this is just a sheet of paper that I wrote the Table Knife Club at the top. I wrote their name, the date that I met with them, and then I get them to sign it, and I call them back today and tomorrow and say, hey, I'm only $2,000 away from my goal. I know you told me that I could call you back. Did you want to go ahead and get those gifts or that table knife? those gadgets, etc., etc. The other thing is who told you that they were going to buy later? Anyone this summer has probably heard that. Then today is the day they are going to buy. Today is later. And so stress that to them. Call those people back. You're in the last day of your last day of your contest, going into the very end of your summer. If they're going to buy, it is the time to buy it. So that's prospecting and the phones kind of combined into one. The other things I wanted to talk about is you need to sharpen your skills. If you've been doing 2, 3, 4 appointments every single day for the last 18 days, you should have the basics down. You should have your manual memorized. And so the one thing that I would say is learn the cookware. Learn the cookware. I know for me, my first few summers, I did not go nearly as big as I could have. Over the last few years, I've learned how to sell the cookware, and it's gone even bigger and badder than ever before. And since I'm in the last day of my push, my manager is letting me do some insane deals on the cookware. If you don't know about it, if you're not an expert on it, call your manager. Call your manager on every single appointment. Let them tell your customers about the cookware. By the end of the day tomorrow, by the end of the day today, if you have 4 appointments, you will be an expert on the cookware. Something else I want you to write down is that the complete set of cookware costs $41.71. So with that cookware or the Cutco kitchen fold out that we have, the biggest set of cookware is not on your price list. And so it is very important that you understand if you're going to sell somebody the complete set of cookware, it's only $41.71. You just split it up over 5 months. It's only going to pay $905 today to never have to worry about your cookware ever again and eat the healthiest and the best tasting food for the rest of your life. You just want to go ahead and try that out and help me hit my goal for my contest? Nod your head. You're good to go. All right. And so learn the cookware. The way that I open for the cookware, have you ever heard of waterless cookware? If you ask somebody if they have cookware, every single person thinks they have good cookware. Every single person. For the longest time, and that was kind of my turnoff on selling cookware, is that's how I would start it. Hey, do you have any cookware? Of course, everybody has cookware, but they've never heard of waterless cookware. And if you start telling them about how much healthier it's going to make them, how it's essentially a mini oven on their stove, cooking from the bottoms up, the tops down, the sides in, it's not going to pull out all the nutrients like their normal cookware does. You start telling them some of those things, that's going to create interest in it. It's our best kept secret. It's been around longer than our knives. You start adding in some of those lines that you're going to hear your manager say over and over again as you're going through it, then you're going to be good to go. So the cookware is definitely something that is going to help you get some of those big $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 orders. And again, what I talked about at the beginning is a package deal. Everything you sell is a package. Hey, awesome. Just so you know, since you're getting the knives today, you go ahead and package with our cookware. I can do this, this, or this. Or, hey, my manager said we have some great deals on packages. Could I give them a call real quick? Depending on your experience level, if you're brand new, if you're selling your fast start, just call your manager and they'll walk through these things for you. The other thing I want you to write down is create urgency. Create urgency. This is going to be on the phone and this is going to be in the appointment. On the last day of the push, nobody is allowed to tell me that they're going to buy later. This is the last day of my contest. It could be the last day of my career. If you're ever going to try out any of our packages or even start with one of the sets, I'm going to give you the best deal possible today. They say they're going to buy later, and I'm very upfront with them. You're not going to buy later, Mr. Jones. I've been doing this for a long time. This is the very last day of my contest. I'm this close from hitting this goal. If you are ever going to try it out, today's the day to do it. If you split it up over the 5 months, it's only going to cost this much today. And that's, again, handling the objections. Be ready to handle the objections, and a good salesperson handles the objections before they even come up. And that's what I love about the end of the push. We've been doing so many appointments. We've heard so many objections over the last 2.5 weeks. We know what we're going to hear. Yeah, it's too much money. I'm good. I don't need that many knives. Or, oh, I got to talk to my husband. For the 15-day money-back guarantee, I call that our spousal guarantee. That is our spousal guarantee, and that is something that has been very powerful. Another thing with Roger, he kind of gave us some tips in our group chat. They say they need to talk to their spouse. Just be, hey, I completely understand. You've been married to your wife for quite a while now, right? Or to your husband for quite a while now, right? Awesome. So if he was here, what do you think he would say? And it's just a few simple questions that is making them think, and that's going to get you to the real objection. All right. And if they say yes, then do you think he would be that mad that if you split up over 5 months, you put down $400 today, let him try out the knives so you actually get to see if he likes them, and you still have that 15 days to try it out? So really just stressing that this is the last day, that they cannot buy later. That is not an option. They have to buy today. And it's not even pushy about it. You're just working so hard towards your goals. You're just doing everything you can to hit your goals, that if they buy tomorrow, then it's going to cost you a limo night. It's going to cost you an Apple Watch. It's going to cost you a Yeti cooler. If they just put it over 5 months and then talk to their husband, then that's fine. You can actually, that's no big deal. But really making them feel comfortable with that. And then at the end of it, just nod your head. Every time you ask for the order, you're going to be nodding your head. That's just a secret little method that I've picked up over the years. Every time you ask for it, nod your head. If you nod your head, then they're subconsciously thinking yes. Other than that is just be excited. You have 48 hours. You can do anything for 48 hours. If you are not on an appointment, you need to be at the office making phone calls. For me, I know today that I'm going to be calling pretty much every single one of my past customers just to see if there's anything else that they need. It's the very last day of the contest. And if you're brand new, even if you've only been here for a week, you can still call your past customers and tell them that you're at the end of your contest. There's no problem with that whatsoever. But just remember, in the final days of the push, do not get too high. Do not get too low. You are never off pace. But I want to see who's going to make the necessary number of phone calls, who's going to ask for the biggest order, and ultimately who's going to have the biggest day or the biggest 2 days of their career. Again, you can do anything for 48 hours. You're either at the office making calls, you're in an appointment, and this is all the way up until we get to Austin. And that's something else that you want to tie your customers into. We are in a huge, huge contest whenever we're going down to Austin. We do not want to be the office that loses. So tie your goals into your office goal and these big things that you're doing. You want to share your alliance meeting stories. If you're not telling your customers about these alliance meetings, you're definitely letting yourself down. It is very rarely that they see a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old going out there every single morning at 7:30 in the morning during the summer months and working that hard. You need to tie them into what you're doing, what your office is doing, what SE2 is all about. Get them hyped about it. Once they're excited, once you're excited, they'll be excited. And you'll be able to tie them into your goals and close them and hit your goals today. That's all I got. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Nick. We appreciate that, obviously. Bringing the big stick is always exciting. His results always there for everyone to see at the end of every push. Guys, as we finish up here, let me just throw in you with a couple quick things here. I know you can't see me because I'm still camouflaged, but Lone Star got me some of their numbers as well. So it's going to be a tight race. Chelsea at 44,000 is number one, but Sean Henry's over 30,000 with a bunch of orders that haven't been rolled yet. So obviously that's our top assistant manager. For some of you guys that are competing for that, Kendall Shepard over $20,000 and Ethan Campbell over $17,000 are the top two that are going through there. So we have a lot of people that are on there. I won't go through all the names, but check this out. The number 25 person currently going into the last 48 hours, the number 25 person that gets a trophy currently is at $9,200. So what that means is many, many people are going to be over $10,000 to say the least. So some of you guys have been missing for a while. You haven't got a chance to do this. So talk to your manager about a contest. We have some managers that are doing a double credit contest for the next couple of days to get your ass on limo night, especially for some of you guys that have been away. And some of your managers are also going to introduce a FOGO only. So you wouldn't be able on limo night, but you at least get a chance to enjoy the time with us at FOGO next Wednesday. $6,000 in CPO would get you there. But just want to make sure you get the okay from your manager because they're the ones paying for it. It does not, very, very important you realize it doesn't count for the $12,000, the $15,000, any of that stuff. This is just your manager saying, hey, I appreciate you being at the Alliance. It's only available for people that are at the Alliance. So if they're not at the Alliance, screw them. You're here, they're not. F those guys. So let's make sure that we have a great day today. Share your story as the day goes on. We want to be able to hear about it. But guys, let's just have an amazing day and have fun and really go out and do some things that you never thought were possible, because I promise you, if you don't do it, somebody else will. All right, guys, take care.